So we've spent all this time reading about feeling and emotion, and now we're going to talk about tapping. And this is where we get into actually some practical exercises as they relate to the second hub. So, as far as like the theoretical is concerned, one of the things that we've done is we've cognitively evaluated the second hub, which is the importance of this is that a shrinking, if it's shrinking and we're kind of trying to figure out in our lives, like, what is the thing that's missing? It's going to very easily be the thing that we just completely overlook. So the entire chapter of the second hub is really about making the case for the fact that this is a real thing, and that there's a reason that emotional literacy and feeling deeply, and that, like, to really evaluate that. And this is a super, super sensitive area if it is one that needs attention. So, with that being said, for today, we're going to talk about tapping. And tapping, as a tool for the second hub, is kind of an answer to the question. It's like, okay, well, now that I'm becoming more aware of feelings, and feelings having previously been something that on some level, I don't want to be overwhelmed by, and I want to be able to manage. One strategy really is to push them down and diminish them. Like, it's like the most common in the world. And so what we need is we need some practical tools to work with arising feelings and being real about the fact that stuff sucks and there's really bad feelings that happen, and that we're actually inviting ourselves to actively exist with them. So, the idea of sitting with them and being, or like being like, okay, well, like the notion of just like, if the feeling's arising and it's really negative, you know it's in principle, it's like, yeah, okay, but as we're building capacity with feelings, we want to have these management tools. And so here's why tapping is great. We're going to do it together. So my prompt to you is, you are doing tapping with me today, and I think I'm going to be able to convince you through this. But the thing in tapping that we're doing, which is like a very full circle, like parinama-esque exercise, is that the first thing we're doing is we're naming the issue, which a lot, like, one of the things that I think you'll notice, and I notice, is that there can be this sense is like, you wake up and you're kind of like, ooh, or you're feeling kind of like a little aggravated or whatever. And before it has words, it's like, of course you know what it is, but it's unnamed, so it's still a little bit more expansive. And like, so part of the thing is that the exercise of actually taking the time to just name exactly what it is, which is the feeling that we really want to transmute. And then what we're doing is we're including a notion of of acceptance with ourselves beyond the pain or the sensation. So so these two important things, which is like naming, and then also really reinforcing our relationship with ourselves of acceptance. So there's nothing wrong with you. I mean, very, very central parinama stuff. So we're going to jump in. We're going to do this. And I will tell you that the reason that I felt extra inspired to do this right now is that I was using it this morning. I use this a lot. This is a very much go-to, and I think you will find it helpful too. I hope you do. So I'm going to read, and we're going to do it together. We're actually going to like kind of like roll this. So we're at page 109 right now. And so this is working with feelings tapping. So part of being alive and dynamic involves experiencing other people's behaviors, getting disappointed and upset, and a host of other challenging emotions that can arise on a typical day. No matter how hard we may try to be, we are not isolated, and feelings are inevitable as we interface with the world. I really want to emphasize this too, which is that there is absolutely nothing that we can do that is dynamic and alive. Like, I mean, it's an adaptation to kind of like push this down. But, no matter how much work we do in a day to really clear ourselves, every day brings new experiences. And especially if we have adaptations, it's like even just walking down the street, someone can bump into us, somebody can say something to us, somebody can look at us. So it's just like the notion of like the idea that this could like that goes away isn't where we're heading. Where we're heading is actually just like how we exist in this world. Um, so anyway, I don't think I explained that very well. I'm going to keep going. Having tools to manage negative and or intense emotions and physical sensations can help you stay present during a difficult day. Studies show that tapping reduces PTSD in veterans, reduces food cravings and anxiety, and decreases cortical levels in the stress response by as much as 43%. Just wait, we're going to do this together. Works. The following technique of applying delicate taps to 9 points on the body while repeating a validating statement can shift physical discomfort and challenging emotions in a matter of minutes. So, in The Promise of Energy Psychology, Revolutionary Tools for Dynamic Personal Change, clinical psychologist David Feinstein and energy medicine practitioner Donna Eden present the following technique for tapping. So I'll say this technique, it's pretty like I think the thing that once I started reading about it and paying attention to it, it's like it's been definitely westernized, and I really want to point to the first sort of like historical place in the West that this kind of like showed up. So here we go. So let's do this together. And so let's just take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And scan your body and mind and locate a concern, emotion, physical pain, or discomfort. In this exercise, we find and identify the feeling because we will work with it to soothe and release it. So once we have located the tension, or the sensation rather, examples: tight shoulders, butterflies in the stomach, tightness and burning in the throat, back pain, sore knees. Whatever you find, give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being almost unnoticeable and 10 being excruciating. If it's a 10, you may want to consider getting additional help or do this exercise with someone present who can support you. Just having someone capable of holding space with you can increase the power of these exercises. Write down the location, description, and number. So this can be a feeling of sadness, can be overwhelm. So actively seek it out and name what it is, because we're going to need the term for what it is to tap with it. So one of the things too is it can be more than one thing. But for this exercise, especially if this is your first time doing it, like kind of narrowing it down. So if you have a migraine, if you've back pain, if you're frustrated with someone, and like it really helps if there's like a physical sensation or phenomenon associated with it. So I am going to say that right now, and I'm not going to use mine because I'm actually going to leave the space holder, but Right now I'm feeling a little like puff, like there's kind of like a little inflammation and pain, like so in my head right now. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to do it. But this is for you. So sit in an upright. So coming back into the exercise, and hopefully you've written this down. Now I know that it's like watching this, it's kind of like the feeling of being like, hey, nobody's watching. I'm watching. Write it down. Write it down. Get the most out of this. Show up for yourself. Get the most out of this exercise. Even press pause on this. So write down the location, describe it to the best of your ability, and then give it a number. Now, sit in an upright position or lie down. Close your eyes and take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now open your eyes and say your phrase out loud 2 times. So, for physical discomfort and pain, the phrase is this: even though I have discomfort and pain in I deeply and completely accept myself. For emotional discomfort and pain, even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, repeat the phrase 2 times as you tap the outside of both your hands, sometimes called the karate chop location, with the pads of your first 2 fingers. Start with one hand and switch to the other. So, even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm going to switch sides. And as a reminder, where I'm leaving the blank, that is for you to fill in your sensation. So even though I am feeling, I completely and deeply accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. So as you see, it's tapping with the pads of your fingers with a light and steady rhythm. And say your statement at least once at each location. Then repeat your statement and tap as you speak. So as you will see here on page 110, we have a map, and it's numbered. So it's 1 through 9. And so what we are going to do together is we are going to finish this exercise. So we've done the sides of our hands, and now we're going to do the outside of our eyes. And one of the things that we look for in this is we're looking for where it's a little bit tender. So that tenderness is actually, we're seeking that out. And we say to ourselves, even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now we're going to move to under the eyes here. So under your eyes on the mound of your cheeks, tapping. Even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, the next position is under your nose, right above the lips, under the bridge. So, even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to move to under, like right on the mound of the chin here. And if it feels a little tender, that's it. That's exactly where we're looking. It's giving it just the right amount of tension and the tapping. And I say, even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. And now we're moving to the sternum. And this sometimes it's like the tapping, you might want to do your fingers like this. So even though I am feeling your statement, I completely and deeply accept myself. Say it again. I'll let you say it now. And now we're going to move. So this is like, for women, this is the bra strap area here. It's kind of right under the armpit. And this, once again, we're going to do the kind of pinchies here. And even the tops of the fingers sometimes are where we can reach here. Is that like that? And we're going to do it here. Once again, if it's a little tender, that's great. That's what we're looking for. So even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Once again, even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. And now we're hitting the top of the head. Even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. And now we're going to do between your eyes, back to the fingers. And even though I'm feeling, I completely and deeply accept myself. Even though I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now put your hands down and inhale and exhale. And once you've gone through the sequence, check in with your physical sensations and feelings and notice if anything has shifted. Has the number changed? Repeat as many times as feels good. So you can keep going through that cycle and just taking note of what we're doing here, which is that we are attending, like physically to our body with the tapping. We are expressing our our deep and complete support of ourselves, and we are naming what the feeling is. And even in doing that, where I actually was not, I'd initially named the feeling, it's already shifted for me. It's pretty common. I'd love to see your comments about what your experience is with tapping. But I want to leave this video like pretty clean with the exercise without a lot of kind of like pre or post amble with it, because next in the next section we're going to read about the kind of the capabilities and the practical exercises with developing emotional literacy. So, once again, the thing is here is that what we're trying to do is get to a place where we can evaluate this second hub. And what we're really opening up is our capacity to be able to manage more emotion and understanding that feeling is the gateway to really like accessing our desires and the feeling of being fully alive, which for so many of us is such an important thing about what we're trying to access. And, there's a lot that can be said on this, but all I want to do is I just want to express my love for you and my gratitude. And I hope that this was like like a good experience for you. So sending you lots of love, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.